In this video, we're going to talk about something that almost every senior in America has faced, those stressful bills that keep showing up in the mail. You know the ones I'm talking about: medical bills, credit card statements, or letters marked urgent that make your heart skip for a moment. You look at them and wonder, how can I afford this on my fixed income? In this video, I'm going to show you 6 types of bills that struggling seniors should never pay. These are real examples that have helped older adults save hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars each year. And my goal is to help you do the same, because you've worked hard all your life, and you deserve to keep what's yours. Before we start, I'd love to know, where are you watching from today? Just drop your state or city in the comments below. And have you ever received a bill that made you panic, only to find out later it wasn't even your responsibility? 1. Medical bills already covered by Medicare or insurance. Let's start with one of the most common mistakes many seniors make: paying medical bills that have already been handled by Medicare or their supplemental insurance. It happens far more often than you might think. Hospitals and clinics sometimes send duplicate statements or confusing letters that make it look like you still owe money, even though the balance has already been paid. Here's what usually happens. You go in for a procedure or doctor's visit. Medicare covers its part, your secondary insurance pays the rest, and you assume everything is settled. But a few weeks later, another envelope arrives: bold letters, serious language, maybe even the words, "Final Notice." Naturally, you start to worry. You might think, if I ignore this, my credit will be damaged. Maybe collectors will start calling. Out of fear, many people just write the check and send it off. But here's the truth: once Medicare or your insurance has paid, you are not responsible for paying again. That's the law. A lot of seniors don't realize that duplicate billing is a common mistake in the system. And it's not your job to fix their paperwork by paying twice. Let me tell you about Walter, a 72-year-old veteran. After his surgery, he got a bill for thousands of dollars. He was ready to pay it, until his daughter asked him to call Medicare first. That one phone call changed everything. Medicare confirmed the hospital had already been paid. Walter didn't owe a single cent. So the next time a medical bill shows up, don't panic, pause. Call Medicare or your insurance provider and ask them to check if it's already been covered. Most of the time, you'll discover it has. And that simple step could save you hundreds, even thousands, of dollars each year. 2. Old debts that are past the statute of limitations. Now let's talk about something that surprises a lot of older adults: old debts that are too old to collect. Every state in the US has what's called a statute of limitations, which is just a fancy way of saying there's a time limit on how long a company or collector can legally make you pay. Once that time has passed, they can't take you to court or force you to pay it. But here's the problem: many collectors know most seniors don't understand this rule, and they use that to their advantage. They'll send letters, make scary phone calls, or threaten legal action, hoping fear will make you send money. But the truth is, if the debt is beyond the statute of limitations, you are not legally required to pay it. It doesn't matter how official the letter looks or how serious the voice on the phone sounds. They're counting on you to panic. Don't give them that power. Let me share Harold's story. He's 69 and received letters about an old credit card he closed over 15 years ago. For years, he mailed small payments, terrified that ignoring them would ruin his reputation. He carried guilt and anxiety for something he didn't even owe anymore. One day, a kind neighbor told him about the statute of limitations. Harold called a local legal aid service, and they confirmed that the debt was far too old to be enforced. From that day, he stopped paying, and for the first time in years, he slept peacefully. So here's what I want you to remember: when a collector calls about an old debt, pause and find out what the law says in your state. A simple check could save you hundreds of dollars and a lot of stress. 3. Debts owed only by a deceased spouse or family member. Now, this one is emotional, and it happens more often than you might imagine. When someone we love passes away, the last thing we expect is to be chased by bills in their name. Yet many families go through this exact situation. Credit card companies, medical offices, and even collection agencies will send letters or make phone calls trying to collect money from the surviving spouse or children. They use guilt, fear, and confusion to make people believe they must pay. But here's the truth: if your name is not on the account, you are not legally responsible for those debts. When a person dies, their estate, not their family, becomes responsible for any remaining bills. That means the money should come from what they left behind, not from your savings, your Social Security check, or your retirement funds. 4. Unauthorized charges and billing errors. Let's talk about something that slips through the cracks for a lot of seniors: unauthorized charges and billing mistakes. It might sound small, but these little errors can quietly drain your money month after month. Sometimes it's a service you never signed up for, a duplicate charge, or a sneaky subscription you didn't even know existed. And here's the important thing: you are not required to pay a single penny until the issue is fully resolved. Companies make mistakes more often than they admit. Credit card bills, utility statements, even hospital invoices can contain errors. Many older adults glance at their bills quickly and just pay them to stay on top of things. But here's what that does: it allows these errors to continue. Every dollar you pay towards something you didn't use or agree to is money that could have stayed in your pocket, supporting your health or your happiness. Take Leonard, for example. He's 81 years old, and one day, he noticed a $95 subscription fee on his credit card. He didn't recognize it, but at first, he thought maybe he had forgotten something he signed up for. His daughter encouraged him to call the company before paying. That phone call changed everything. The company admitted it was a mistake and refunded the full amount. Leonard told us that the best part wasn't just getting his money back, it was the confidence he felt from standing up for himself. So here's what I want you to do. Every month, take a few minutes to go through your bills line by line. Ask yourself, did I use this? Did I agree to this? If something doesn't look right, call the company and dispute it. You worked too hard for your money to let it slip away on someone else's mistake. Protect your wallet and your dignity. 5. Debts discharged through bankruptcy. Now, this one can feel a little heavy, but it's important to talk about because so many seniors fall into this trap without realizing it. Bankruptcy is often seen as a bad word, something to be ashamed of, but that's not true at all. The real purpose of bankruptcy is to give people a fresh start, a clean slate when life becomes too hard financially. Once you've gone through the process and the court has discharged your debts, that means those debts are legally erased. You do not owe that money anymore, not $1. Unfortunately, some creditors and collectors continue sending bills long after bankruptcy is complete. They count on fear and confusion. They know that many older adults don't want trouble, so they keep paying even though they don't have to. That's exactly what happened to Thomas, a 70-year-old man who filed for bankruptcy after losing his small business. A few months later, he started getting new letters from old creditors. Worried they'd come after his home, Thomas quietly sent payments for nearly a year. One day, his niece looked at his paperwork and said, "Uncle, you don't owe them anything anymore." Together, they called the credit agency, and sure enough, the debt had been discharged. Thomas stopped paying immediately, and he said it felt like the first deep breath he'd taken in years. So please remember this: once a debt is discharged in bankruptcy, it is gone for good. No collector, no letter, no phone call can force you to pay it again. If anyone tells you otherwise, they're either misinformed or trying to take advantage of you. 6. Debts belonging to adult children. Now, this one touches the heart because it involves family, and for many parents or grandparents, that's where the biggest challenges come from. You've spent your whole life caring for your children, helping them when they struggled, and putting their needs before your own. So when they face financial trouble, it's natural to want to step in and help. But here's the truth that many loving parents don't realize: you are not legally responsible for your adult children's debts unless you co-sign the loan or credit card. That means their medical bills, credit card balances, or personal loans are theirs alone, not yours. Let's look at Irene's story. She's 80 years old and like so many devoted mothers, she couldn't stand to see her son drowning in debt. She began paying his credit card bills, thinking she was doing the right thing. Month after month, she sent money until most of her savings were gone. Later, when she spoke to a financial counselor, she learned she was never required to pay any of it. By then, it was too late, the money was gone. Irene told us her biggest regret wasn't helping her son, it was not protecting herself first. That's something I want every senior to remember, helping doesn't have to mean sacrificing your security. If you give away your savings now, who will take care of you later? Saying no doesn't mean you don't love your children. Sometimes it's the most loving thing you can do, because it teaches them responsibility while keeping you safe and independent. So, if you've ever felt guilty for saying no to a family member's financial request, please know this: you have every right to protect your own well-being. You've earned your peace, and you deserve to keep it. If you agree, type 6 in the comments. 7. Scams and fake bills disguised as real notices. Now let's talk about something that's becoming more common every single year: fake bills and scams that look completely real. Scammers have gotten smarter. They know how to make letters, emails, and even phone calls sound official. They use company names you trust, like banks, utility providers, or government offices. Sometimes, they even copy logos or send fake, final notices that look exactly like the real thing. And because many of these letters arrive mixed with your regular mail, it's easy to believe they're legitimate. Here's the hard truth: these scammers target seniors on purpose. They know you care about staying responsible and doing the right thing. They know you don't want unpaid bills hanging over you. So they create fake statements hoping you'll pay quickly, just to make the problem go away. But the moment you send that money, it's gone, and it rarely comes back. Let me share one quick story. Dorothy, who's 78, received a letter claiming she owed $180 to her power company. The letter looked perfect: same logo, same color, even the same address. But the payment link was slightly different. Her neighbor suggested she call the company first. When she did, they told her it was a scam. Someone had copied their mail design to trick customers. Dorothy was shocked, and grateful she didn't send the money. So here's what you should do: never pay a bill unless you've confirmed it's real. Call the company directly using the phone number from their official website, not the one on the suspicious letter. If you get an email, don't click any links. Instead, check your real account online or ask a trusted family member for help. Let's take a moment to go over what we've learned together today. There are 7 kinds of bills that seniors should never pay: medical bills already covered by Medicare or insurance, old debts that have passed the statute of limitations, debts owed only by a deceased loved one, unauthorized charges and billing errors, debts that were discharged through bankruptcy, debts belonging to adult children, and fake or scam bills that look real. Each of these can sneak into your life quietly, one envelope or phone call at a time. But once you know the truth, you take back your power. The most important lesson here is simple: never let fear or pressure make you pay something you don't truly owe. Collectors, companies, and scammers use strong words and official-looking papers to make you act quickly. But you have every right to slow down, take a breath, and ask questions. If something doesn't look right, it probably isn't. You've worked too hard, for too many years, to let anyone take advantage of your honesty. Your money should go toward you, your health, your comfort, your peace of mind. Not to someone else's mistake, or greed, or deception. The law protects you more than you may realize, and understanding your rights is the key to staying safe and secure. So, here's what I want you to do now: look at your bills with confidence. If you see something that feels wrong, don't panic, verify it. Make the call, ask the question, take your time. Because the truth is, when you protect your money, you're not just protecting your wallet, you're protecting your freedom. And before you go, do 3 things for me. First, like this video if it taught you even one new thing you didn't know. Second, subscribe so you never miss another tip that keeps your finances and peace of mind safe. And third, leave a comment below, share one thing you learned today or a time when you stood up for yourself against a wrong bill. Your story might be the reason another senior sleeps easier tonight. Remember, your money belongs to you, not to collectors, not to scammers, not to fear. Keep it safe, keep it yours, and keep living with confidence.